the Chamber of Commerce afternoon here in the Peach State of Georgia. We've got the roof open, wide open, and we are ready for football at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Jameis now on first down. Harris has it over the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First down, New Orleans.
And some room to maneuver. And finally out of bounds just inside the 10.
So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal.
Now Winston. He'll try and run it. And Winston lost the football. And the Falcons say they have it, they do. And now look at him go. He's at the 40, the 20, 10.
Like this.
And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
Jason Sanders is set to kick off.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
The reception good for 7. It's third down.
And it's third down.
Jameis to throw it. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. So here are the Falcons with great field position to start out. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 92 yards.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down. And that is going to be incomplete. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Saints will have the football back. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on fourth.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run, running the toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. And they give this time to the tailback. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Flushed out right. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Derwin James on the coverage.
3rd and long. It's Watson. Flush to his right. Looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. And now a fumble. The ball's out.
Watson's pass intercepted.
Whoa.
The Falcons take
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now it's Watson, a bootleg. Escaping the pressure right. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
brings up 2nd and 10.
Off the bootleg, Watson. Looking for Chark again. This time he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. DJ Chark hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons will extend their lead.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The
evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. Winston. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So that'll back him up 5. Working out of the gun, Winston. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston, throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Saints have come it back within a score. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. There's still a big game going ahead of us. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roll through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
At the 39-yard line.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now the throw taken in by Chark. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. To throw again on 2nd down. Watson eluding the pressure right. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the 1st down. Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Now a pass hauled in downfield, and he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. From the red zone now, Watson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. DJ Chark with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Taken at the 15, a short kick. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Saints take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. On third down, Winston. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Again, it's Winston. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Looking to throw again on second down. Winston looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Harris.
Complete to Deontay Harris.
Final play of the half here, Winston. And it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. He will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached the intermission. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he'll let this one go deep for... And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 35. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of... bounds. So it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Watson off play action. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Off of play action, it's Watson. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown! Snaps to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open. He has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
And he's got it. So the try for two successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. He hits the big target for the two-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack. Throwing on second and long. Winston. And his throw here is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over it.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Pulled in at the 24. A solid 12-yard return after the 55-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Flush to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Faking the give. Now Watson. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A 1st down and then some. Give him 29 yards. Off play action. Watson. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Chris Godwin, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
Well, this is really simple. Let's just say it. This quarterback is on fire. Touchdown after touchdown throwing the football. What a day for him.
Sanders now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and they're in control now, 35-7. 5 plays there on that drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown.
Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone
that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to take off with it. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards there, first down.
First down, New Orleans.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Incomplete.
Winston's pass thrown to the sideline and incomplete.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
At the 23-yard line.
On second down, Winston again. He's got his guy. It's Patton over the middle. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's third and goal. From the gun, Winston. And Winston lost the football. And the Falcons say they have it, they do.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. It's Eckler again. Despite some fast footwork, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. The Falcons on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Falcons on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Watson looking downfield for Godwin. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken about 7 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The New Orleans offense set to take over, and they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. A throw left side to start the drive is complete, and this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Jameis to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. There he goes, right side. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
Tucker now to add the point after. And that'll cut the lead down to 28. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout, and actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours, and they certainly weren't kidding.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And Watson's going to throw it here. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it to the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you. Respect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
This one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. taken in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Jameis now on first down. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Winston. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
The Saints, first down.
One last shot now for Winston. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Atlanta, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again.